What up? It's your boy Mellow Man Ace, a.k.a. Ramellzee, a.k.a. the Babyface Assassin is in the place to be, a.k.a. Willie Malo. Yes, indeed, I'm in the place to be. Welcome to another Thursday edition of the Havana Lounge podcast. Thank you very much for tapping in. I want to see the chat room get active. Crazy in there tonight. I want to see everybody chipping in and get it live. Get it live, people. Get it live. I'm your boy, Mellow Man Ace. It is just after 7 p.m., people. Welcome to another week. I'm fired up, even though I slept crazy whack last night up to about 4 o'clock in the morning. I think it was the wind blowing or something. And I just felt like somebody was coming the whole fucking night, you know? What was that? Got the gun, got the clapper, the burner. Who the fuck is there, you know? So I slept real shitty last night, but I'm fired up. Thursdays are my thing. Welcome, everybody. Havana Lounge podcast is live and on the air. Got a loaded gun once again. We don't bring no bullshit artists and people up here. This tonight's show is loaded, no doubt. Once again, the legend, Mr. Freeze of the Rocksteady Crew is with us tonight. Yes, indeed. I'm excited to get to him and talk to him a little bit. But guys, keeping it moving. Just want to say thank you to my sponsors, AV Chevy, Daily Ads, and Cilantro Lime for coming on board and believing in the show. We appreciate you very much. If you need a Tahoe, Corvette, Silverado, go see my man Justin at AV Chevy and try to get that price adjusted. Tell him I sent you. By the same token, hit up my man Daily Ads on Instagram if you need the fly billboard or the bus bench, anything promo like that. They're the best. They've done some artwork for me in the past. And check them out. They're really, really dope. Also, if you're in the downtown area on Los Angeles Street, don't forget to stop in Cilantro Lime Restaurant and get your Mellow Man Ace induced torta. Everything except Jaguar meat up in that piece. True indeed. And it's delicious, I got to tell you. Guys, welcome, man. Once again. Oh, snap. Before I move forward, man. Yes. Guys, we got you covered. The Havana Lounge podcast shirts have been moving splendid. I want to thank everybody who's ordered one so far. Here you go. Bam! Yes, the badge is in effect. Get yours. The Cash App information is on the screen right now. Ladies, we didn't forget about you. You already know. If it wasn't for the ladies, we would not be here. So, ladies, we got you covered. Cash App me 25 joints, and it's yours, and we'll get it out to you. Thank you very much for your love and your support. I'm Mellow Man Ace. The Meezy is in the place. Guys, moving right along. Let's get right into it. This segment of the show is sponsored by Cilantro Lime and AV Chevy and Daily Ads. It's going down. The cigar I'm smoking tonight. Had a great lunch with my man, Johnny of Old Crab Restaurant. And we picked up these Mi Havana joints after lunch. And it's the Reserve Especial. And I can see why it is really special. It's a great cigar. It smoked well. The aroma was splendid. All the leaves were working together. No flaking, none of that mess. So tonight it's going to get the Ace of Hearts. True indeed. Now, turning my attention over to this Menage a Trois wine. It's a $10 chucker. I believe they slanging this down at 7-Eleven. Yo, I've been drinking some just to give you my honest opinion, and that is that it is straight up dog shit. I've had just a little bit, half a cup, and I'm already feeling a headache coming on. And this is their California soft red blend. I ain't with it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just, I mean, it's great packaging. The label, the front and the back, everything is lovely, but the wine itself, the fruits are a little stale to me. Now, if this is your type of get down, more power to you. I'm sorry for dissing it, but in my palate, it just ain't cracking. So that's what it is. Today it's going to get the six of clubs. It's not even on my radar. All right, so that's it for the reviews. I'm your boy Mellow Man Ace, man. I want you to get your blizzy started. Get your little drink out the fridge, your michelada, your wine, or your beer, whatever it is to get you right. Get that blizzy going, and we're going to give you a great show tonight. I promise. That is my word. I'll be back right after this message in 2 and 2. Peace. Welcome back, everybody. You tuned into the Havana Lounge podcast once again. I'm your man, Mellow Man Ace, in the spot right now. The man, the myth, the legend, and I mean that in every sense of the three words. Welcome, everybody. The one and only Mr. Freeze, Rocksteady Crew, is in the place to be. Wrap it up, yes, indeed. Put some respect on that man's name. Oh, look, he's taking us through. He's taking us through the Hall of Fame there.
I'll do that later. What's up, brother?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I'm sure you're a really busy guy, legendary. Got I'm people really calling not, you, you know, and so I really thank you, bro. I appreciate you. On that note, man, let's take it way back, because in America nowadays, it seems like they have squeezed all the juice out of b-boying, hip hop, anything that's real culture based, and the rest of the world seemed to have picked it up and is running with it, creating, inventing still new styles, new flavors, new approaches to something that you were a part of, and help really bring to the forefront. So for yourself, how does it feel? Do you feel ever like you're trapped in America, but you got to break out to somewhere else to feel hip hop?
Yeah, that's very well said. Yeah, for me, when you just told me, I bet you're really busy, and I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, for years now, it's as if I don't have anything to do with the culture because it is non-existing in the United States. It's crazy. Years ago, Legs and I, some of the crew members, we did something in Holland, and we went into one of those little cafe bars, and in the bar, we see a projection on the wall of Wild Style, and we just happened to have been that scene of us coming in. We were like, holy shit. It's crazy how everywhere else in the world, they are deep into the culture.
Yeah.
And here they're not. Look, even in Japan, the Chicano culture or lowriders over there, they have a clique over there that are hard into the lifestyle. And here,
Right.
well, I can't say it doesn't exist in LA, that lifestyle. Let me revert. It was a bad example, but with hip hop, it's gone here.
Yeah, it's a damn shame too, because of, for somebody like myself who grew up watching you, learned a lot from 3,000 miles away, how to be a good representative of hip hop culture. It baffles me how America turned to be on some champagne bubbly thing, and that's all they care about. Where the elements now have been replaced by money, cars, butt cheeks. You've replaced the spray can with a Bentley. You replace the turntable and the mic with a champagne bottle. You know what I mean?
Right.
My goodness.
I hear what you're saying. If we're taking it back to my era, late 70s and 80s, we all ourselves did want to have nice cars and jewelry and the bubbly, but that was definitely just as a celebration of life, not, perpetrating a fraud that this is the way we live all the time. When we talk, let's get on since you're an MC, let's talk about MCs. I can't understand how to even have rap categories now, because it's only been 6-7 months that I heard about a guy named Travis Scott, who's an MC, and I want to listen to it. I'm like, shit, let me hear this, brother. And it is straight garbage as an MC, not as a money-making machine.
Right.
Because I looked into him and, other MCs in the past 10 years that are just... So it was difficult for a long time for myself personally, but which is why, as I said, I removed myself from the culture because it doesn't exist here.
Yeah, they've done a number to it, like jazz music, especially over the past 10 to 15 years, and I can't bear to watch. I can't bear to watch. I try to participate and still make my money and try to, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Do my concerts, my share of shows and whatnot. The people want to see me, so I'll come out there and bring them that raw element again. But for the most part, it's a big disappointment in terms of what we're looking at now. And it seems like they've also turned hip hop into a password, in terms of having to have your Facebook and your Instagram and the this and the that and your Twitter, and all elements of it's rare to go to a concert today in the United States and see a DJ really cutting, an MC really rapping, a B-boy or B-girl, and you're definitely not going to see the brothers with the spray cans beautifying the walls.
No.
I
That's
have done
rare.
countless of these concerts with these major promoters, and you just don't see it. But let's take it back, man, because I also want to celebrate you. I just didn't get you on here to bring down the mood and the vibration or anything like that. But you know,
Right, I heard.
as the legend that you are, these conversations need to be had amongst us. You know,
Yeah, I could feel it's weighing on you. I hear you.
it does, especially
disappointing,
because
upsetting.
the tempos that y'all set back in the day, especially yourself with the umbrella in Flashdance, that whole thing.
Right.
You know, it's just something that I had to build with you about. You know, for many, you know, the game's so spread out that sometimes you feel like you're alone on an island representing this thing that's not around you anymore.
We are alone on the island now. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that said, Freeze, what year did you get into Rocksteady Crew?
Well, just quickly, if you don't mind, you touched on the backslide with the umbrella. That was in Flashdance. If I could just touch on that. So, you know, in our culture, it's absolutely forbidden. It's like it's not even an unsaid word. It's just cardinal rule number 1: no biting. Period. So in my era, the dance itself, as long with them seeing DJ scratching and hiding their records and graffiti artists, you know, you just didn't do anyone else's shit. So the reason I'm telling you this, when we did the movie Flashdance, the first thing when it was presented to us by Ruza Blue, who was our manager at the time, we met her through Crazy Legs. He was a great force to be reckoned with because he did a lot of stuff that if he not have done it and met this particular woman, we might not have been known worldwide because of this movie. So we're sitting in the studio and it's about 6 of us, and she's telling us with her English accent that I have a friend that works for Paramount Pictures and they're looking to do a movie and they want some type of a different type of dancing. So, you know, we're kids and we're listening. And she goes, we'd like you guys to be in it. And like it was yesterday, all of us, like kids, we were like, nah, we're not doing that shit. And because the way we thought, we were like, because then if the world sees it, the whole world's going to bite. So we wouldn't do it.
B-boy minded thinking, yeah.
So there you go, at that era. Now, let's fast forward maybe a year before. So miming or backslide, as they would call it, for instance, like people say Michael Jackson did the moonwalk, or the backslide where you go backwards, okay? It's more of a West Coast era. However, that was done by mimes over 100 years ago in Europe. It's nothing new. So, like I said, I fast forward a year before, I met a guy in a place called United States of America. His name was John Christian. He was with a group called from Brooklyn, the Lockatrons. And I see him do a performance in this shiny brown suit, you know, and he's like moving real slow. And all of a sudden he pulls out an umbrella and he walks against the wind, and then he does the backslide with it.
Yeah.
And when I saw that shit, I was like, holy shit. Yo, it was amazing. So him and I became friends for some time. And I asked him, because you don't bite. So I said, John, do you mind if I use that? You know, the umbrella, the backside with the umbrella once in a while? That shit was fire. And he's like, of course not. Go ahead. So that's how, besides the break-in we did in the movie itself, where that backslide with the umbrella came. It was because of meeting Lockatron John Christian. So I always like to throw that out. So it's not like a hidden secret, but my man hooked me up and let me use that particular move. So I didn't bite it.
Yeah.
I asked permission.
Yeah, no. That's dope. Now, you also did that, correct, in the Buffalo Gals video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely,
For
man.
sure.
You guys were so iconic. Every move you made, the West Coast B-boys, we were watching, we were studying. And I'll never forget that time period in my life because it was stamped by yourself, New York City Breakers,
Right.
and then the guys from around my way that we would battle and whatnot, and getting to understand this thing called hip hop culture. So I just want to uplift you, bro, and say thank you so much, because what I've learned from yourself and Ken Swift, Frosty
Oof,
Freeze,
Kenny.
rest in peace, Kudiaki, rest in peace, Buck Four, rest in peace, has helped build like this b-boy minded human being thing in me,
Right.
where I even raised my children in a b-boy sense, in a
Wow.
b-boy minded sense, you know. So I want to thank you for that, because you helped me find an identity with my life, and I appreciate that. Tell me
No.
this: what year did you join Rocksteady Crew?
I gotta tell you, I'm not sure. I would think Legs put me in 79 or 80. I
Okay.
honestly don't know. I could text him real quick and he could give me a quick answer if you want.
No,
I don't
no, no,
like
no,
making
no.
up false dates.
No. That's okay. Now,
All right.
was Buck Four and Kudiaki already passed on at this time?
No, this is pre-Buck Four and Kudiaki. This is years before.
Yeah.
So
And
understand,
what? Tell me this.
myself.
Tell me this, bro, because I've met your brother Ken Swift at a club out here in Cali, but I didn't get to pick his brain like I get to pick yours a little bit here.
Right.
What was it like? Or were you just kids who didn't give a fuck? But what was it like? Did you know y'all was great when you standing next to Frosty Freeze, Buck Four, Ken Swift, Crazy Legs, you know, Crazy Does, and you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, did you know like there's greatness amongst us here?
So it's interesting how you present that, because when we were doing it at that time, we were good at what we did. And you have to remember, the dance was pretty much in its infancy stages. There wasn't full development of the complete dance yet with the fundamental basics. So we were just having a good time. As time went on and we started to do videos and documentaries and stuff like that, when the
Actually, yeah, go ahead.
then we felt like, yeah, we're coming into Roxy, or we're walking in Studio 54. Get the fuck out the way. Yeah, excuse my language. I don't know if kids are going to be watching it. So yeah, once we started to get some recognition, we did feel like we were the shit. Not that we were great or gods or anything like that, but we definitely had that chip on our shoulders. We were like, that's right, we're in the house.
I feel you, man. It's just I'm in an emotional place right here, right now. Being able to chop it up with you.
So am I. Thank
so
you.
many, you know what I mean? It's
take your time. Just take your
I just
time.
love this thing called hip hop so much, to see them bastardize it and plagiarize it so bad. It's just terrible that, you know.
Well,
let's
put it this way. Let's give a for instance. That the breaking has been accepted in the Olympics.
Yes.
In 2024 in Paris, France. So I happen to be French. I'm one of the original B-boys. I was flown out there by the Olympic Committee. We chopped it up. They wanted to know things. I was explaining things, telling them the do's and don'ts, and to not, with this particular event that you're doing, to try to not to do it like you do it with everything else, because this is a culture that would do things outside the box. So I in full length went into definitions and what to do. And at the end, I told them, guys, the ball's in your court, so don't fuck it up. You're either going to have people watching it saying, look at these kids spinning on their heads, or you're going to use the creators and you're going to use the historians, the people that took photos of us and videos, so you can have some type of so the news could understand where it came from, who created it, why did these people take photos of these kids, to build it to what it is today. So when this happens and it blows up in the Olympics, I believe that things are going to start to come more of a full circle, because
close that door,
of the
please.
four elements of hip hop, the rawest element is the b-boy. He's close to the ground. He's getting down on concrete.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that the press will be all over it. They'll be talking to the originals, and then everyone's going to want to know about particular things. You might even have the Travis Scotts wanting to have real MCs or b-boys in their show. What's going to happen is the real brothers that are into it say no.
What the craziest part, even more so
people.
For me, I mean, the second part of that would be the Bronx created it. But imagine if some kid from Japan sons everybody and the rest of the world is actually better than us now, today, and they get the gold medal and we don't.
Well, they are, and they will. I don't know if the Japanese will be the best, but Czech Republic is dope. The Russians are dope. The French are incredible. Yeah. I don't see any American taking it. But that's all right. It's okay, because as a whole, that dance came from somewhere. They have to get the story and learn about it. They have to be able to put it on the news and teach it. So although someone from another country might make it, they're still going to have to dig deep into how this whole thing started and came about. I tell b-boys, I get a lot of messages saying, you see what's going on with the Olympics? What do you think? I don't think it should happen. And I'm like, look, man, if you don't like it, don't go. And if you want to go to a real hip hop event that you're interested in and get into a cypher in an underground basement, then go to that. Just don't do anything you don't want to do. That's it. I don't know what else to say about, I'd be wrong to say b-boying shouldn't be in the Olympics. Let that shit get a shine. So the whole world sees that these guys are not just cleaning the floor, but they got some body mechanics and they're athletes, and they use their bodies in ways that no athlete does.
True indeed.
Have you seen what you see what the guys do today?
I have. And I do. I watch every day. I follow certain b-boys that are steady posting modern era videos. And I got to tell you, what they're doing across the globe will tear the frame out of just about anything I've ever seen done here. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I get it. It's evolved around the world. Not to say that other guys here, like yourself and your team and your crew, was not incredible. Come on, that's a fallacy. That'd be stupid of me or anybody.
We had style.
Let me just say this, Freeze, because I got to get this off, man. When it comes to b-boying, there was two crews in the United States, period. Rocksteady and New York City. In my book, I didn't see such and such. I didn't care about the other guy, him, her, whatever. This is what Rocksteady in New York, that's what we was looking at. All right.
Yeah. So you saw the New York City Breakers, we were all boys. New York City Breakers were originally called the Floor Masters. And I talked with Chino, B-Boy Action quite a bit. And
Chino Lopez.
You guys,
yeah.
Yes. I know you guys, you guys really fucking suck. You're the only one that had a little footwork, and he laughs. I mean, they weren't anything incredible, but they were there, and Michael Holman packaged them well where the world was interested. But what you have to understand also is this was, you guys got the second wave of b-boying, where people really, even ourselves, we were into it, but we weren't into it like we were in the 70s when the first wave started. I mean,
What were
that
some of the names? Some of the names of the illest, nicest b-boys in the 1970s that you remember?
Track 2, Star Child Rock, Mr. Ill from Star Child Rock, Boz, Star Child Rock. It was Rockwell Association, the Bronx Boys, the Mexican Crew, Seven Deadly Sins, P-Man, Benny, Little
Did you
Lab.
ever see? Did you ever see the Nigga Twins dance?
Yeah, you know, I never saw them dance.
Okay.
I'm not saying they didn't exist.
Right,
See,
right. No, no, no. We're not saying that.
Yeah. What it is that when I say second phase, like the first phase is the Puerto Ricans in New York actually created the fundamental basics to the dance, the 6-step, the swipe, the tracks, you know, these fundamental transitions to get from move to move. When the twins were doing it, it was more of a sporadic type thing where they're doing little kicks and pushes. It's almost like the dance is incomplete. Not to bash them, but I'm just saying the evolution of it came in the 70s when, you know, brothers like any of the crews, the Puerto Rican crews, just had so much flavor. It was amazing to watch. You
the
guys,
dynamic rockers and cats like that.
no, my God, no.
No.
They came because there was no one else to battle in the late 80s.
Okay.
And they're my friends too, but there's just no competition.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
the problem is there's some people in their heads that are like, nah, you're crazy. We were dope. No, it was, you clearly see the difference between a good MC, a whack MC, a good DJ, a whack DJ, a good art, you know, you just see it. The reason why these crews are known today to us, second wave, and we know about the first wave is because we saw the rawness of what these guys did. Just like you saw what we did. But to us, what we did, we weren't really into it like we were in the first wave.
Understood.
Okay.
Give me a second. We're going to take a commercial break here. I got to pay some bills. Guys, you're tuned into the one and only Mr. Freeze Rocksteady Crew. I have a lot more to come with this man right here. This is the Havana Lounge podcast. I am Mellow Man Ace. This is Thursday night. I'll be back in 2 and 2, people. Stay tuned. Keep it locked. Welcome back, everybody. It's a really emotional show for me today because of the obvious disconnect that the powers that be have created amongst our beautiful culture. There's a lot of fuck ups along the way too that helped it out. Let's not front. But if you don't know where you've been, you just won't know where you're going. And hence, take a look around today and you see a music that's misguiding the youth predominantly.
Oof.
You see young lives ending much too soon, expiring way too soon from the vibration of the music and the verbal play that's being interjected into these kids today. Some of the rappers themselves are dying at a young age. And you see this and you can't help but not say something, especially as an OG in this game. Mr. Freeze, legendary, crazy. Myself, I'm no slouch on the couch. And if I don't say something on one of these shows, then I'm just as guilty.
Right.
And I refuse to be guilty of handing out some bullshit candy at Halloween.
Good.
Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. It is with that said, welcome back, the one and only Mr. Freeze is in the place to be with the ACE, shocking on to the break of dawn and all these good things. Yes?
Oh,
Freeze,
yeah.
Tell me this, are you Italiano? Are you Puerto Rican?
No, I was born in New York and raised in Paris, France. My father met my mother during the war in Paris. He was born in Germany. He met her and they moved us to the Bronx, of all places.
Tell me this, when you decided to become a dancer, a professional dancer, were your parents with it? Or were they like, you better have a backup plan just in case this shit don't work out? Was it, or did they support what your endeavor was?
Yeah, where we grew up in the Bronx, it was just, we went to school and we were young. We were kids. We didn't know what we wanted to do. We just knew we had to go to school, especially with my mother. Had to go to collège. Il faut y aller au collège. You got to go to college. That shit was drilled into my head, of course. I didn't go to college, and to piss her off, I didn't even finish high school. I don't even think I went. I hung out in front of John F. Kennedy High School. So they didn't make fun of it, but when I won my first contest there in the Bronx at one of the roller rinks on Jerome Avenue, I came home with, I think, $200, and I showed them. I was so amped, $200 to a Bronx kid, and we were all poor. That was a lot. So that day was the day that I was like, I'm going to make a living doing this. And that's when I met Grandmaster Caz, who was the MC from the Cold Crush Brother, and Charlie Chase.
Salute to those brothers. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to shock in the park with Charlie Chase on the Wheels of Steel as the DJ. Just magical shit that I've always grew up, bucket listing and certain things. One night I was able to grab the mic with Grandmaster Flash on the turntables at a Rocksteady party here in Cali, in Hollywood. Certain things that, a kid might grow up watching Mickey Mantle or Johnny Bench or somebody like this and emulate these guys or put them on a higher pedestal than even the preacher or the teacher or the politician. And you can always remember where you were when people of this magnitude touched your life, right?
Right, sure.
And so I'm definitely one of those guys, especially when it comes to New York City breakers, guys like Glide Master, rest in peace, Powerful Pexter, yourself.
Hold on 1 second. Since you're on the New York City breakers, let me show you something.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Can you see it?
Yes, that's the disc, the viewfinder things.
Yep. I was able to get the last two that I saw was for sale somewhere in the world.
Oh
and I had
my
Michael
God.
Holman, and I had this shit framed.
As you should, young man. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
got more stuff I could show you on New York City Breakers, but I just wanted you to see that while it was fresh in my mind. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Like I was saying, guys like Little Lep, guys like Action, you know, Chino Lopez, this other kid, Icy Ice, you know,
Yep,
Ken
Corey.
Swift.
Yep.
You know, it's just, I'll never forget this period. Now, I'm a bit nostalgic right now because I rarely, in today's market and hip hop layout, or, you know, you rarely get to have these types of feelings and emotions, being that it's now more paper based, and whatnot, and glossy and flossy and these things.
I'm listening to you. I'm just hitting you
Yeah,
with
there go the
things as you
twins.
speak.
There go the twins right there. Absolutely.
There you go. That's an old thing I wanted to show you. Keep going.
That's
As you're
amazing.
going, I'll try to hit you
No,
with
ultimately,
photos.
what I'm doing here, man, is I'm giving you your flowers, young man, because without the foundation that y'all set for us, nobody in the country would be doing this thing called hip hop. And none of these 1% rappers or these cornballs at the top would be doing anything remotely close to it. Okay, so let's just put that,
for sure.
Let's put that on the table and let that sit there and marinate for a good while. Mr. Mr. Freeze, tell me this. Back in the day, there you go, Chino and them, Little Lep. Yes, sir.
And Mr. Nice. I don't know
Mr.
why they
Nice.
called him Mr. Nice, because he really sucked, but that's okay.
Yeah, his name was something Manguel.
Noel.
Yes, Noel Manguel. Absolutely.
Noel. He was a nice guy, but he sucked.
Yeah, we always felt his floor work was a bit incomplete.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, but then you're making me lose my frame of thought, man. You're making me lose my frame of thought here.
All right, so here, let me hit you with some more shit real quick. So here are some unseen, nobody's seen these.
You listening?
This is actually
Yeah.
photos. There's Jennifer Beals behind. I've never posted them or framed them yet, but this is actual scene that was given to me from the photographer. From
I can see Fab
Flashdance.
Fab Five Freddy in the back there.
Let me see. No, that's not Freddy.
It's not?
No,
Scooby-Doo.
That was just an older gentleman that was an extra.
Scooby-Doo. It looked just like Fab Five Freddy back there. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Well, at least from here. At least from here.
Yeah,
3,000 miles away.
Yes. Fab Freddy told me everybody's down. Freddy's an interesting character too. He's a super interesting character.
Very interesting character. Yes, indeed. I had the pleasure
of
doing
career. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He made a career out of himself, but yet had nothing to do with the building of the culture in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Like, what do you do, Freddie? I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
I'm just saying he's very interesting.
Yeah.
But he does speak well on the culture and knows his stuff, which is, very important now.
Yeah. Freeze, I wanted to talk to you about this because a few years ago, maybe more like 7 or 8 years ago, I was still married to my second wife at this time. I asked you, what was it like when y'all had that MC by the name of Ramellzee, the Equation, rapping for y'all and calling out your floor moves? What was that about?
Ramellzee, well, he came on tour with us in Paris, and a tour called Europe One. It was the first ever, and I think it's the only one that's ever existed, complete hip hop tour. So there was Bambaataa, DST, the Infinity Rappers, Fab Five Freddy, Ramellzee, Dondi, Futura 2000, the crew. So everything Futura 2000 was in the background, spraying live canvases that whoever got those in Paris, those shits are worth hundreds of thousands. And I'm not lying.
Guys, he's dropping a lot of names right now, guys. And if you don't know who a lot of these guys that he's naming are, you're the problem with hip hop. I'm going to tell you straight up right now. And if you're watching this and you're a friend of mine and you're insulted by my words, I really don't care right now. You're the problem with hip hop. And if I lose you as a friend behind that comment, so be it. You were just too soft to know me anyway. Now, when you think about a guy like Futura 2000, now Futura 2000 is very relevant. A lot of people don't know that those two stripes on the BMW's new models were created by Futura 2000.
The M2. Hold on. We're talking about Futura 2000 now. Hold on. So this is Life magazine. Okay. 1982. There's Futura, Legs, myself, Kenny. I just had Futura sign it. One in existence. So I'm going to show you my Futura collection.
Those are some really nice pieces there, young man. I'm sure some of these are never seen before, yes? At least,
yeah, I never.
At least by my people. Amazing. That one? Now I'm aware that Doze is an amazing painter and artist nowadays.
He is. Hold on, one more thing I want to show you. So this right here was a letter. It was a letterhead that was done by Le Bain Douche in Paris. This is the first club that brought us out to do work. And this right here is the DJ, but this is Futura's caricature. And it talks about DST, Mr. Freeze, Fable, and I had Futura sign it. One in existence. I got it.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. No. Your living room there is a complete artifact.
Complete fanatic of Futura.
It's if we were exploring for hip hop artifacts, we have to start at your house there.
Now let me hit you with something else up here.
Please.
This right here. These are the back of the albums of the brothers that we toured with at Europe One in Paris. There's the Clash with Futura 2000. There's Fab Five Freddy. There's B-Side. There's Ramellzee, and there's Phase 2. So I would have to turn it around, but I got to get that signed.
Yes.
So those, it took me several years to get those albums, the full collection. Because if you look, the back of the albums connect.
Yes.
And
that's one big art piece.
So I got to get that shit signed.
whoever thought about doing that was brilliant. That's genius.
It's crazy. It's amazing. All right. So that tour was huge. It went all over Europe, London, Germany, all of France. And, we were touring in a school bus. All of us, Futura, Bambaataa, we're all in a school bus. We get up, we're woken up by our security at like 6 a.m. We get in the bus, boom, driving like 6 to 7 hours to do a show. After the show, get back on a bus to get back to the hotel in Paris. Somebody has the videos of those shows in France. And I believe it's going to be released pretty soon when they have the Olympics in Paris 2024 for the B-boy thing. So I'm pretty excited to see that because I never saw it.
Yeah. Tell me, was that you in the Friends video from Houdini?
No.
Okay. No. The guy with the sheepskin and his other guy kind of looked like you. I think he biting your style, yeah.
No. You know what? The sheepskin, the Adidas, we all pretty much had that look. Nobody, I don't know. We don't know who created what, but that was the look when the sheepskin came out. And then when the gray sheepdog came out with the mittens and the hat and with the belt buckles.
Yeah.
Then when people started putting zippers on the lead jeans with the permanent creases, everyone dressed pretty much the same, but, with different tops and shoes and sneakers. Man, it's over.
Flyness, B-boy flyness. Yes, indeed.
It was
Tell me this,
incredible.
Mr. Freeze, rock on. Tell me this. Who is one of your favorite B-boys to watch? Whether now or back in the day?
Now, my favorite, if we're talking about explosiveness with some really intricate moves, I love watching B-boy Benji. He's from Paris. That man completely recreated B-boying. So we have the originals who did B-boying, we have us who had style, and then we got him who completely elevated on another level and has still reinvented himself again. B-boy Benji.
I will
You
be
can
looking out for
YouTube
my
him.
man.
Go ahead and YouTube it. It's B-boy Benji King, the Flexible Warrior.
Okay, will do. I'm on that. We got you on tape saying it, so I know it. Now, trust me. What about from back in the day in your era? Who was one of the nicest that you was like, damn, I don't want to battle that guy, or I just really like his whole style?
Little Lep.
Little Lep.
Oh, not when he was with the New York City
he had
Breakers.
those ill.
Well,
he had the
he
the
was
ill.
when he,
What's that move where you're spinning on your head, but it's not like a pile driver?
it's a drill. He would drill
The drill.
I feel bad because when you saw him with New York City Breakers, he lost something when he was with the Seven Deadly Sins. Oh my God. You're talking a completely different man, different dancer, different aggression vibe. He battled a guy named Mr. Ill from Star Child Rock. We were in this basement in the Bronx years ago, and it was hot, humid, little circle. And Lep gets in and starts doing his shit, and Mr. Ill is like, yo, fuck that. And Lep grabs him by his pants, grabs the pants and drags him back in to make him battle. It's the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Little guy grabbing a big, tall man by the back of his pants.
Yeah. Amazing. Tell me this, man. What was one of your best battles that you felt you really destroyed a toy boy at? You know what I mean? Like, which battle was that for you?
The one, I had many battles by myself and with the crew, but one that sticks out was in Paris at that place called the Bandouche. This kid came in and he reminded me of it because I met him years later in Paris. His name is Junior. Very nice man, great dancer. Well, he was just starting out doing whatever he did. He really didn't know anything about the culture and, who we were or what we did. So I happened to, I think, I forgot what song came on. All I know is I was completely open and feeling it. And then he stepped into the circle. It was like some romper room school kid trying to do something, but you clearly saw he didn't know what he was doing. And then I jumped in on him and, it was embarrassing. It was just embarrassing for him.
What is one of your favorite songs to dance to? Is it Dance to the Drummer's Beat? Is it the Mexican?
My favorite is Give It Up and Turn It Loose.
Yes.
Jimmy Cast a Bunch, Just Begun. It's a toss-up between those two. Yeah, it all depends on the type of, if we're talking about an intimate battle with real B-boys, I'd rather hear Super Sperm from Captain Sky or the Mardi Gras. But if I'm lighting up crew against crew, I'd rather hear Give It Up and Turn It Loose or Jimmy Castor.
Most def, man. That's dope. It's good to know, man. I'll make sure not to be standing near you in the jam when those come on.
Yeah, I'm not stepping in the circle anymore. I'll hurt myself.
Nah, no doubt. I'm clowning. I'm playing.
No, I'm not stepping in those circles. Oh, wait, hold on.
Make Eric B. president again. True indeed.
You thought it was a Trump hat, didn't you?
No, I did not. I know you better than that.
This is my wife's. This is actually my wife's hat. I had to wear it.
That's dope. Freeze, man, tell my people where they can find you nowadays. What's your handle on Instagram? Your whatever you have, social
Right.
media wise.
Well, I'm on Instagram. It's Mr. Freeze 1970. And that's pretty much it. I post a lot of old school photos, old videos. I talk about what's going to happen with the Olympics. I try to stay current, but without, over flooding it with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm
Now,
not posting something every day.
will
Saying,
you
look at
be a
me.
part of the Olympic committee when it comes to b-boying?
The Olympic Committee is put together by the Olympic Committee. So
Okay.
what was told to me doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that I will be a representative, dialoguing on TV and the news about the culture. Will you see me sitting down judging breakers? No, I won't. I won't be doing that. But I will definitely. I don't see it not happening.
Doing a little color commentating on the side, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Okay.
believe in commentating while b-boys are getting down, because what happens is the viewer, if you listen to some of the events, they're trying to make it too much like a sporting event. And when you take away that music for the viewer, you can't feel what the b-boy's feeling.
Sure.
So I don't believe I'll commentate. I feel they need to come up with some type of some slogans that'll explain something, quickly on the TV, rather than somebody talking the whole time and the music being low.
Yeah, that's a great point that you make there.
It's my opinion.
See. Yeah, no. That's a great point that you make, and something that I hadn't thought about yet. But I think, it'll be interesting to see how they do that in 2024.
Yeah. I unfortunately think they're gonna have a commentator. Unfortunately, if you watch boxing or the UFC and you're at the event, it really isn't too exciting because you're not hearing the commentator.
Right.
But if you're at home watching it and you're in the ring and you hear the commentator, it's exciting. It's funny how one thing works very well with something and how the other side will completely destroy the nostalgia of the viewer.
Absolutely. I agree, bro. 110%. Tell me this. Nowadays, are you in and out of, you still travel to Europe and other parts of the world to do, judgings and things of this nature?
No. Oh, no, I don't.
What do you do when, let's say, for instance, somebody books Mr. Freeze in France? What would that be about?
Well, in the past, I haven't done it in some years. They booked me to come judge a competition or just to come speak or do master classes, stuff like that. And I would do my thing. If it was just teaching, I'd show up, I'd teach, I'd talk to everyone. I'd have them, we'd go to a cafe. So it wasn't so formal in a dance studio. And, we chop it up that way.
Right.
But now, if somebody asks me to, to come judge a competition, I'm not interested. I mean, I have a business here, so I can't really leave when I want, but I'm just not interested. I'd have to get paid a lot of money to leave.
Got you. Enough respect, young man. Guys, you're tuned into the Havana Lounge podcast. Tonight's guest has been the one and only Mr. Freeze. Rock on. And it's just, for me, this is most definitely a bucket list interview for me. I'm trying to stay as an interviewer as much as I can, of a journalist, but still pick the man's brain in the right areas. Sure. Freeze, is there anything that you're working on you want the people to know, or you chilling, you're good, you got your business
I'm
now,
good.
You're not even tripping?
I'm very happy that you and I got to connect again. Crazy Legs is in California for until this weekend. So if you need an interview with someone like him, he's there. You might want to reach out to him.
That would be a true blessing if you could hook that up, if you could make that work. I've never met Crazy Legs after all these years. I've been in jams with him, just never really had that opportunity to go and say what's up. He's always on the move,
Right.
controlling things,
Yeah,
you know, and you don't want to interrupt the man when he's in his flow. I know when I'm doing the show, last thing I want to do is be run up by, you know, anyway. But if you can make that happen, that'll be a bucket
I'll
list
talk to him
moment as
tomorrow.
well. So
All right.
I
I'll
appreciate you,
definitely talk to
brother.
him tomorrow for sure.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to show me picture wise that you have there collectible that you think
I'll
worthy?
show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you an old joint right here. Hold on. So this is a photo. I don't know if you could see it. This is from 1982. The guy's name's Philippe. He followed me around the whole summer. And I reconnected with him a couple of years ago on Facebook, and he sent me all these dope pictures. I mean, I look at this shit, I can't believe that he has these. So this is when I would perform in the streets in Paris.
Yeah.
Then I hit up Martha Cooper and Charlie Ahern, and I'm like, guys, is there any chance you could please send me some photos of when I was a kid? I want it for my daughter. So
Absolutely.
they printed out some cool ass joints right here.
Dope as fuck. Guys,
So
if you don't
right
know
here,
who Martha Cooper is probably the first female documentarian in hip hop and was around when these guys were laying down the foundation to take pictures of them and see pictures of the movement.
Yep.
And
so let me
go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt because it's fresh in my mind. So let me show you something right here. This gentleman right here. You know who that is? That's Keith Haring.
Of course, I was about to say.
So he's watching us, and this gentleman right here.
That's the Ram.
You're rocking a big beat, the rocking a beat. That's Ramellzee.
This is the mellow they call the Ramel. The shocks with the rhythm, with the shocks, the smell. Yeah.
And here's another joint that she made for me.
That's dope.
You see Ken Swift in the background.
Yes, sir.
Here's another one. Legs and myself.
Inspirational. With the
Now,
wild
I
freeze.
got this joint right here. This is in, I forgot, 1982, I think. He did a whole story on the crew, but they featured legs. So I was able to find it online, the magazine. I ordered it, had it framed, custom framed, and I had him sign it.
Yes. Now, what's up with, can you tell us why you're showing us this? Tell us, where is Baby Love?
From what I know, she's married with children. I really don't know much about what she's doing other than I believe she has a nice, she has her own little private life. She was a nice girl. She used to hang out with, the crew in Manhattan with Kenny, with Doze. That's how I met them.
Yeah.
Now, if you're asking me if she was like a respected B girl or anything like that, no, she wasn't. She was never a B girl. But Ruse of Blue found it interesting to have somebody in the crew that would be a female to do the record. Just like when we did Flashdance, she saw Normski, the little kid that was in the crew.
Yeah.
He was only in the crew because he was cute. That's why she wanted him in. I mean, you've never seen him in anything other than, the Buffalo Gals or the Flashdance thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, that's kind of, they put a little bit of Hollywood fluff on that, yes?
Yeah, it was, she was smart. I understand why she did it. Everyone still stayed pretty raw. But, as the years went on with trying to make a living off of hip hop, I pretty much strayed away and was some producer from LA grabbed me up. So I toured with his company a lot, away from the crew. And after a while, I hated it. I hated dancing. I did not like that, even though I was b-boying in a show as a specialty act,
Yeah.
and I wasn't, you know, dressed up in tights and shit like that. I just lost the feel for what it is I did, because what I did was, I'm a battle b-boy. I'm not a showcase person. So, you know, you get into a show or a cruise ship or Cirque du Soleil and you're making a paycheck and you're happy. But if you don't get that work, like any dancer, any actor, and you don't have a trade, what do you do for money? You know what I mean? So you have to be pretty sharp early on. Myself, I wasn't sharp. I wasn't business savvy. Legs is extremely business savvy, very smart, and very just also when he did business. I learned a lot watching. You know, he didn't let people fuck him over or anything. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I had Russians asking me to come to Russia to judge a competition and to go to different sections of Russia that they pay me $500. $500. I won't go across the street for $500 to judge a b-boy battle. I'm supposed to travel to Russia.
Right. Fuck out
Very
of here.
upsetting to you. We're talking about 1981 prices.
Yeah.
It's like people
step it up, people.
And another thing that's not anything. Not anything. I'm sorry. I'm doing your show because you're credible and I know what you've done in your life. So I have mad respect for you, as you know. I just am not interested in doing shows or talk shows or documentaries, and I get hit up all the time. They're like, I'm doing this for the culture. It's not for any money. I'm like, well, I've done enough for the culture. I'm not interested in doing anything. You know, you can't come to an OG and ask him to do a documentary and not offer him a lot of money.
Absolutely.
You just can't. I'm like, yo, can you do a show for me for $5?
Absolutely not. Yeah, no. I've been in that same position, and I always hit them heavy off the top rope so they know my position, and they always just disappear. So
yeah, well, you see, we worked together once when I was a marketing director. They told me what they can pay. I offer it. If they do it, they do it. They don't want to do it, they don't do it. But you can't offer someone pennies to come and do something. You just can't.
Can't do it, people. You can't do it, guys. I'm good with the legend here. You good, Freeze?
I'm good. I'm glad I got to reconnect with you again, brother. It's very nice.
Get down. Thank you, sir.
And I'm gonna hit up Legs tomorrow morning. Actually, when we hang up, I'll probably hit him up.
Yeah, just shoot me. Get at me. Let me know, and then we'll take it from there.
If I were you, I would get on his Instagram and hit him a message.
All right.
I'll do it too. He knows who you are. You just got to let him know.
That's what's up for sure. We'll do.
You think people don't know you? We all know you out here.
I just, you don't like to fill up people's DMs with my shit. But you, I know, right. And I knew from before, and you've always been a class act, brother, man. I want to continue to uplift you, brother. And just let you know that you have family here on the West Coast at all times. You got a spare room at the house anytime, brother. You already know.
Thank you.
It's love and
really
respect
nice.
To the fullest, infinite love and respect. On that note, guys,
I said thank you.
You got it, brother. Guys, on that note, that's it for tonight's show. Make some noise for the legend, Mr. Freeze. Clap it up, put some respect on it. Ra, you good? Danny, you good? Mark, everybody good? On that note, guys, I'm Mellow Man Ace. The legend is good. Signing out. I'm Mellow Man Ace, and don't forget, in the words of Curtis Mayfield, that your dream is your only scheme. So keep on pushing and move on up. I'm Mellow Man Ace. Tune in next week, 7 p.m. Thursdays. I'm out of here. Yo, run the jewels. Peace.